This session we will be focusing on the worksheets listed. Turn to the correct page in your book or get your individual worksheets ready. Group dynamics. You may not be aware, but a friendship group's dynamics consist of certain roles that people play within that group. People act differently within the group. Certain roles are leader, joker, scapegoat, a laid-back follower, and an outsider. Think of your friendship groups and which category those in that group fall into. Who's who in your group? Some people replace other people's roles or change from one to another. It changes through time as friendships go through rough periods, with people falling out over various things. Another reason could be the friendship has run the course and no longer need the support that group brought. Friendship troubles. Now let's look at some of the other reasons friendships break up. Dealing with conflict, expressing feelings, trust and responsibility. Dealing with conflict. Friends often disagree, and that coping with conflict can mean the difference between a friendship growing in strength or breaking down. Positive ways to deal with conflict could be stay calm, count to 10. Listen to what the person is saying. State what you think clearly. And say how you feel. Negative ways to deal with conflict. Now they could be ignoring the conflict and walking off. Getting angry and aggressive. Actually insulting the person. Or just going along with it for an easy life. Now, think of a time when you had conflict in your circle of friends. Are you still friends with this person? Did you deal with the conflict in a positive or negative way? How did you deal with it? And is it resolved? List the issue that caused this conflict. How you dealt with it. How you responded to it. And could you have dealt with it better? And if so, how? Complete the worksheet and discuss with your key worker. In school, we come across the word banter. It's often when people talk about conflict in a relationship. One person's perceived banter could be another person's misery and could lead to long-term fallouts and even a reluctance to come to school or be in the same area as those giving it. List examples on your worksheet of banter that you have heard or experienced. Everyone has experienced banter. However, what exactly is it? Why is it different to bullying? Imagine you were describing the word banter in a new dictionary. How would you describe the word? The dictionary describes banter as teasing or joking talk that is amusing and friendly. It is not targeting or singling out a person who is not part of the joke, or to offend, upset, or discriminate against a person. Imagine a jug of water and a bottle of ink. If you put a drop of ink into the jug of water, what will happen? Now this is similar to the one nasty comment, maybe meant as banter within your group of friends. The comment can affect others and change the whole attitude of the group, not just the perpetrator and the victim. Look back at your list of examples. Are they still banter? List those that are banter and those that are actually bullying. Have you been the victim of bullying from someone? What types of bullying have you personally experienced, be it towards you or witnessed on others? Write these down and discuss these with your key worker. If you were asked to draw your typical bully, 9 out of 10 people would sketch a picture of a tough boy who threatens to punch you and take your lunch money. You know the type. The kind of boy in year 10, 11 who kicks off with teachers, truants, maybe smokes, and hangs around in the deemed tough gang at school. Now, that may be a bully for some people, but not always for girls. In fact, most of the time, the people that bully a girl will be her close friend, or even her best friend. Now, they don't always do it physically, normally more subtle, through put-downs and hot and cold moods. Girls will behave differently to boys, and will more likely behave aggressively in ways that are more indirect, rather than the traditional physical aggression portrayed by boys. Now, this is not to say that girls will not partake in physical aggression, as they sometimes do, but that will find subtler forms to intimidate others. It is normal for boys and girls to form social groups and close bonds with certain people and to only have connections with others. However, when these groups use their influence and power to intimidate, exclude and isolate others, it becomes bullying. It's not banter. Girls use a variety of tactics to intimidate, harass and humiliate others. These are often covert and indirect behaviours, and it can make it difficult to define. Some tactics that girls use to bully others include anonymous prank phone calls or harassing emails, and even dummy accounts. Playing jokes or tricks designed to embarrass and humiliate. Deliberately excluding others for no apparent reason. Whispering in front of others with the intent to make them feel left out. There's name calling, rumour spreading and other malicious verbal interactions. Being friends one week and then turning against a peer the next week with no reason for the exclusion. Encouraging other peers to ignore or pick on a specific child. And inciting others to act out violently or aggressively. And also, the dirty looks. I can imagine you've experienced at least one of the above. Too many people put up with bullies in a friendship group because, well, they're my friends. But just because they're your friend, it doesn't mean they're not your bully too. Keep a diary of all the stuff that happens with your friends that bothers you. Write down what happened, when, where, who was there, all those kind of details. You may even want to write a few sentences about how you felt in the moment. Use emotion words though. They're way more telling about what's going on for you than words like bad or like crap. Now, activity time, friendship diary. After the week is up, read over your list. Then ask yourself this. If you had a best friend who showed you this diary, what advice would you give them? Would you tell them that it was a toxic relationship and to get out? Or would you tell them to stick with it?